It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The impact of the coronavirus is being reflected in the Hunter's unemployment rate. New data from Business New South Wales shows 19,000 people have lost their job in the region between February 25 and April 4. It's seen the region's jobless rate more than double. Newcastle and Lake Macquarie's rate has gone from 4.5 to 9.7%, while the rest of the valley is now standing at 10.1%. Hunter Business Chamber CEO Bob Hawes says while the accommodation, food services and arts sectors have been hit hard, other sectors of our economy are doing well.
Areas like education, health, retail, some of the bigger employees around the region haven't suffered as much, and hopefully we can leverage those industries as we start the recovery process.
Police are combing through the rubble of a two-storey home at Maryland which has been destroyed by fire early this morning. A woman and 3 children fled the brick residence in Windrow Parade just before 4:30, with fire crews arriving to find the house well alight. They took about 90 minutes to extinguish the blaze. Meanwhile, police say there are no suspicious circumstances surrounding a fire which destroyed a brick and tile home in Vogel Place at Raymond Terrace last night. 2 people were taken to hospital with smoke inhalation, and a fibro and tile shed went up in flames last night in John Street, Cardiff. Hunter New England Health says the slowdown in the rate of coronavirus transmissions and the lower number of influenza cases than usual for this time of year is a good chance for parents to review vaccinations for their children. 2 new cases of COVID-19 have been diagnosed in the Hunter region, bringing the total to 280. Of those, 234 patients have recovered. Public health physician Dr. David Durheim says while there's no protection against coronavirus, it's important children are protected against vaccine-preventable diseases.
We understand that some people have been a little bit reticent to go into their GP or into their clinic to have their children vaccinated because of the threat of COVID-19. But now's a very good time to do it. We've seen a lull in COVID-19 cases, and flu rates have never been so low at this time of the year.
There are fears patients who regularly need support from Hunter GPs are staying away due to coronavirus fears. There's been a significant drop in GP visits across the Hunter and the state, and doctors are concerned patients who need support may place strain on the health system in the future during the peak flu season. CEO of the Australian Patients Association, Stephen Mason, says if patients don't seek the help they need, they may need to go to hospital later.
If people don't get the primary health care they need now and their health deteriorates, it probably means hospitalisation down the track. Around Australia, the backlog at present is probably around 1 million patients. That's going to take a while to reduce.
Calls for a high-speed rail network to be built through the Hunter are being renewed as a way to boost the economy and support jobs post-COVID-19. The proposal for a high-speed rail to be built along the East Coast was first put forward in the 1980s and revisited in 2010. Newcastle MP Sharon Claydon says high-speed rail would cut commute times and improve the transport of goods from the Port of Newcastle.
We know that high-speed rail is a real economic game changer for regional economies. Places like Newcastle and the Hunter region stand to gain enormously from having high-speed interconnections between not just capital cities but other parts of regional New South Wales.
2NURFM Sport.
Newcastle Jets captain Nigel Bogart is looking for answers from officials about the future of the A-League season. The FFA's assessment of the competition status during the coronavirus pandemic is expected to be finalised today, but there's still uncertainty as to when those details will be made public. Bogart says the governing bodies have the powers to dictate the future of professional football in Australia, and letting things drag out this long has been ridiculous for all involved. The 33-year-old is one of the 130 players whose contract will run out by May 31. Newcastle Knights coach Adam O'Brien has quashed rumours about St George Illawarra back rower Tyson Frizzell moving to the club early. O'Brien has reassured fans the club is focused on more pressing matters and a discussion about Frizzell hasn't taken place yet. He says it's not something which has crossed their minds and there's been no dialogue between Newcastle officials and the Dragons. And the Chris Lees-trained mare In Her Time will finish her racing career at Rose Hill in the Group 3 Hawkesbury Crown on Saturday before heading to the Chairman's Sale next month. And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 3, 11, 16, 34, 23, 28 and 39, and the supplementaries are 21 and 8. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.